From a massive C-130 Hercules performing a risky landing in the middle of an African wasteland, to the shocking moment a small airplane crash lands on a busy highway near Seattle. Here are 5 seriously dangerous plane landings that were caught on camera. On June 10th of 2017, a group of Special Operations Airmen on duty near the Horn of Africa prepared a dirt airstrip for a C-130J Super Hercules to land. The exact location they were at is classified, but from the video, you can see it was flat and dry for many miles. After a tense few minutes of waiting, the aircraft could be seen approaching off in the distance. When it touched down, it created a large plume of dust, but the landing was a success. The purpose of the landing seems to have been to test the aircraft's capabilities with landing in such desolate, remote, and unprepared places. It was a risky mission given that the land was not built as an airfield. Still, the C-130 performed exceptionally well and took off only a few minutes later. Within the U.S. state of Michigan lies a small town called Alpena. It is a rural place with great views of Lake Huron's Thunder Bay, where the U.S. military often conducts aerial training. And it was during one of these missions that an airplane landing became extremely dangerous and almost cost a man his life. Back in July of 2017, Major Brett DeVries of the 107th Fighter Squadron was aboard an A10 Thunderbolt II when the canopy of the aircraft, as well as the landing gear, was lost following a gun misfire. In the blink of an eye, the accident turned what should have been a routine flight into an extremely dangerous situation. The footage shows the plane descending at high speed before crash landing back on the runway.
Landing belly up if he's the Eastern aircraft. I see no gear on the Eastern aircraft. Flaps are full. Oh geez, that's terrible.
Miraculously, the pilot managed to escape uninjured. As for the plane, well, the damage was severe. An aftermath photo even shows the pilot smiling as he stands next to his destroyed plane. It was an expensive accident without a doubt, but at least the loss was only material. The state of Washington is one of 50 that make up the United States of America. With its capital, Olympia, and its most populous city, Seattle, this state is among the busiest places on the planet. But on one occasion, the heavy Washington traffic was shaken by a vehicle never before seen on its roads. On August 1st of 2019, a law enforcement officer witnessed a single propeller aircraft fly very close to his vehicle as it descended at a chilling speed toward the ground. Shocked by this scene, the officer quickly made a U-turn and followed the plane to slow traffic and avoid casualties while the aircraft attempted to land in the middle of State Route 7, about 40 miles south of Seattle. According to local authorities, the landing of the K-32 aircraft was due to a fuel system malfunction, which caused the aircraft to descend while the pilot was on his way to work. With the assistance of Officer Thompson, the pilot managed to get the aircraft off the road so as not to disturb traffic. Fortunately, there were no injuries in this incident, and the pilot escaped unharmed from what could have been a serious disaster. The island of Maui is famous for being the second largest in the Hawaiian archipelago, as well as the third most populated. For some people, it is a paradisiacal place and a major tourist attraction. But for the pilot who nearly lost his life in this next clip, it was about to be the last place he would ever see. On January 25th of 2015, a pilot of a Cirrus SR22 aircraft took to the skies near the island. While he was approximately 253 miles northeast of Maui, the worst imaginable situation happened. He ran out of fuel. Immediately, he contacted the Coast Guard to give them his location and let them know he would be ditching in the middle of the ocean. Luckily, he was able to glide long enough for the Coast Guard to reach him, and when they did, they began filming from a helicopter and captured the exact moment he deployed a full plane parachute. Definitely not something you see every day. At 4:44 p.m., he landed safely in the water and was able to escape the plane and onto a life raft uninjured. It's not often you see a crash landing involving a parachute like this, not because they don't work, but because planes just aren't built like this. Whether it was equipped due to the aircraft's size or the pilot being paranoid that he would need to use it is unknown. But in this case, the parachute came in very handy and likely is what ended up saving the pilot's life. The Coast Guard soon rescued the man, but it's believed his aircraft did end up sinking to the bottom of the sea. The Hudson River is a stunning 315-mile-long body of water flowing from way up north in the Adirondack Mountains all the way south and right next to Manhattan. The river is iconic for a number of reasons, and back on January 15th of 2009, another was added to the list. It started off like any other day in the city. In the afternoon, U.S. Airways Flight 1549 was scheduled to take off from LaGuardia International Airport, bound for Charlotte, North Carolina. At 3:25 p.m., the Airbus A320 departed with over 150 people on board. Shortly afterwards, the plane struck a flock of geese, immediately destroying both engines and leaving the aircraft in a dangerous situation. With little time to act, Captain Sully turned back around for LaGuardia, but it was too late. He was too low, and there was just no way he could make it. After a failed attempt to land at Teterboro Airport in New Jersey, the decision was made to ditch the plane in the middle of the Hudson. And that's exactly what they did. Footage from the Coast Guard captured the exact moment of impact, along with the large rescue operation that followed in the minutes after. The ditching was called the most successful in all of aviation history, and everybody on board managed to walk away almost entirely uninjured. It was a stunning and terrifying scene that filled the news for weeks to follow. Captain Sully received many great honors, including a movie, thanks to his quick thinking, professionalism, and heroic action. This event would later be remembered as the Miracle on the Hudson. Well, that's all we have for you today. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more just like it, then be sure to click the link on screen now. With that said, thank you all for watching, and be sure to tune in next time.